Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my show, Crypto Express. In today's video, we're going to go through macro market events. We're going to go through Bitcoin mass adoption news, which I always find extremely exciting to share with you because it increases our faith in knowing and believing that the crypto market is going to do very well in the long run. And this news helps us, it reconfirms this for us. So we're going to go through that, and then we're going to go through some of the biggest news in the crypto market, which was all around this character, as you may have seen on my thumbnail, the roaring kitty. So anyway, it's pretty exciting because this news pretty much revived the crypto space yesterday, and pretty exciting. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. All right, so this is just a quick look at how the market is doing today. So today, as I told you, because of this whole roaring kitty, hilarious sort of resurgence or reappearance of the roaring kitty that moved the market last time during this whole how would I say it, play against Wall Street. Anyway, it's a pretty big deal. It's pretty hilarious. But anyway, it had a really great effect on the market. As you can see on my screen, so many projects, so many tokens bounced back. We know that Bitcoin saw a little pump because of it. It's currently sitting at about $66,000, give or take a bit. We are nevertheless still chopping to the right. We haven't experienced our parabolic bull run yet. So if you're here, welcome. You're still on time. You're still slightly early and on time. So congratulations to you. But just quickly taking a step back, part of what is, has the market gripped in suspense is, of course, Jerome Powell's, his delivery of inflation data and where we're at as in general as a market was really quite uncertain and undecisive yesterday. And yeah, if you were to go click on this article that I'm looking at on the screen, basically, long story short, inflation data came in higher. I'm not going to say than expected because I think we all know it's pretty high, but it came in pretty high. And as I said, he wasn't decisive on what the next steps were going to be, but we can assume if it continues to remain the same, which there's no reason that it shouldn't or should change, unfortunately, the dollar is going to keep losing its purchasing power is going to continue to devalue, and they're going to have to print more dollars. So that said, it has many traders and it has investors at the edge of their seat, thinking about what to do next, much like yourself probably and myself. And it's reinforcing to everyone why we should invest in Bitcoin. And it has, even traditional markets looking at memes now, and it's really quite an interesting time to be in the markets. But that said, we're going to run through just some amazing validation of why Bitcoin is the answer, why, crypto and Bitcoin are having such an enormous impact on a global scale, and why this should encourage you to feel firm in your position in crypto, investing in Bitcoin, because let's start going through it. We had a pension fund manager in the state of Wisconsin disclosed that they had a $162 million allocation into Bitcoin. And this is a pension fund. Pension funds are traditional and very conservative typically. So for them to disclose this is pretty big. It's a big deal. And as we can see here, Michael Saylor is saying that there are thousands of pension funds in the United States managing approximately $27 trillion in assets. And they're all going to need to diversify into Bitcoin because we know that the dollar is losing its value. It's losing its purchasing power. At this point, we're looking at almost a 25% loss in value in purchasing power. It's quite shocking. We also had ARK Invest announce their purchase of $133.1 million. So it's pretty enormous. We are also learning that the president of El Salvador, Bukele, is now mining Bitcoin for the nation. That's quite amazing. Not only have they been buying, and now they're mining, which makes sense. I've thought of it, but you would have to be using like a really cheap energy source to do it. Maybe that'll be step 2. After this bull run, maybe I'll look into mining. But they can do this because they're using a volcano-fueled geothermal power plant. It's just brilliant, they're really leading the way in innovation and financial innovation, which is awesome. That said, let's segue just a bit to start talking about Bitcoin's price, right? So I opened with telling you where we're at, where Bitcoin's price is currently at. And I opened with explaining to you that, there's many factors that are affecting this. And one of them, aside from macro markets and Jerome Powell's speech, in the press conference yesterday, aside from that, we know that the halving just passed. And historically, because it's always so important to look at historical references, because they just give you a guide of what, we can expect moving forward. We know that historically, as we're reading on the screen, Bitcoin miner revenue recovers. So it's typically volatile during this time. That's what this tweet is saying. It recovers 2 to 5 months after the halving. And then after that, typically the price goes vertical. So once again, as I was saying, we're in this phase. Like, this is just the phase we're in. So, there's nothing to unriddle here. Like, sure, there's other affecting factors, influencing factors, but in general, this is the phase we're in. So once again, it's the time to accumulate because everything's on sale. That's how you need to think about it. Everything's on sale. And as you'll read here, the market volume is down. It's low. And what typically follows, what you need to read through this is not just that the volume is down and like, oh no. What we need to interpret from this is that typically after such a low, it pumps, right? Because it's like the ocean. There's ebb and flows, right? When there's a withdrawal, usually there's a wave coming. And then after the wave, there's a dip coming. Like, that's how markets are. So because right now volume is low, it tells us that a resurgence is coming soon. So that is what we interpret from this. And as this next tweet would validate, Bitcoin's volatility is sitting at all-time lows, while every indicator, as I just shared, there's like so many new pension funds and investors and countries investing into Bitcoin and crypto. So wouldn't this obviously tell you if there's more buyers buying something, it makes it more expensive, right? Well, that's pretty much what we're seeing. We have every single sign and every single reason to believe that crypto and Bitcoin are going to pump, are going to go up in value. Not all crypto tokens, mind you, but I just mean like the crypto market and the blue chips and Bitcoin always and forever. So back to what we're reading on the screen, it says because Bitcoin's volatility is sitting at an all-time low, while every indicator is bullish, a huge move is about to come next. And then he ends it with, you do the math, right? And that's what I was saying a minute ago. It's like the ocean. It's like lows and then highs, a withdrawal and then a wave. And it's just normal. It's to be expected. And then we have Dan Tapiero. He's quite if there's anyone that you should, really listen to, I would definitely say it's anything coming from this man. He's the founder, CEO, CIO, managing partner of some huge fund. Has quite the stacked background. I heard him on a podcast with Raul Paul. And I'm not following him, which I will do now. Anyway, quite the brilliant person when you hear him explain just his whole investor mentality and everything. It's just one of those people that you want to be learning from. And this is what he has to say. He says, it's starting to look scary bullish for Bitcoin. Break of 65,000 goes right into $90,000 and then more, right? According to his studies and his understanding of the way markets move. So he says very clearly sideways overlapping flag. That's the pattern that he's talking about that makes him believe this. He says, so there's a sideways overlapping flag type consolidation is nearly done. He says, markets always surprise. Specific catalysts is unclear, right? Like the specific way or method in which it's going to break out and rally, that's unclear. But actually, I think we have it for you today in today's show, hence the cat on the thumbnail. But he says that the method or the reason that the market pops off is not important. The truth is it's coming. It always does. If you just look at the pattern, you know it's coming, you know? And then that said, before we get into what was the catalyst that has made the markets go green, many of you guys may know already, we do have Paul Ryan. He's like a former Speaker of the House, giving like a really good explanation of how the U.S. the way they should see crypto. Like instead of seeing crypto as the enemy, if they just took a step back and stopped being so defensive, which I don't mean in a critical way, you know, if something's trying to take over your empire, as the U.S. dollar, you know, has had like control over like the world, it's normal and natural for them to be threatened by a new currency that's on the rise that they don't understand because it's technical and digital, and traditionally our leadership around the world is older, right? So it's not their fault, and I don't mean it in a critical way, but it's really amazing to see that somebody from traditional politics, traditional finance is advocating for USDT stablecoins because they're USDT and USDC, they're pegged, right, to the US dollar. Like their price is dependent on the US dollar. So you would think that if the government were to back any crypto, you know, at least they would back USDT and USDC. But anyway, it's amazing to hear that somebody gets it and somebody's advocating for it. So let's watch it.
I think there's a couple of things Congress could do. They're not, but maybe they'll get something done. I think stablecoin legislation would be a good step in the right direction. That could be helpful. That could be done this year.
You see?
But I don't see anything other than that on the horizon.
Let's talk about stablecoin, because I've heard you say that actually getting legislation on that could help treasury auctions. When you said it, I said, what's the connection there? Take our audience through that connection.
Yeah, so stablecoins, which are digital private sector dollar-backed currencies. It's not crypto because it's tethered to the US dollar. They have to have dollar-backed assets. They have to have treasuries or cash to back those stablecoins.
You see?
There's not a law that governs these right now, so they aren't really deployed. But if you actually have a law, which actually can read
Okay, it gets a little technical, but the point is, and what's so exciting about this once again, is that we have leadership, or former leadership on the Hill, now advocating for USDT, which is awesome. You know, it's like we're infiltrating the traditional world. And it's so sad because, as you can see on the screen here, like this is Venezuela, like this is what's happening in the world. And this is what the dollar is fixing to experience as well, if it doesn't make the jump and start supporting USDT, USDC, and hopefully Bitcoin, because its value is going down. I'm not going to share it right now because I don't want to make the video so long, but if you've seen my previous videos, I've shared data and statistics. The US dollar is down 25%. Its purchasing power. I'm sure you've felt it at the gas station, at, you know, the supermarket, Walmart, I don't know. Like this is what we're fixing to experience in the US if we cannot get on board. And this is why I hate to go back to politics. I'm really not a big believer in Trump. I'm going to stop talking about it. But at least his financial policy is on point. That's all I'm going to say. At least it supports the future. Anyway, some exciting news, pivoting more into crypto now, is that thanks to the resurgence of meme coins, and some are saying it's going to be cat meme season, and many of them are on Solana, and this all happened in like the last 24 hours or so. Solana, for the first time ever, a few days ago, generated more total economic value than Ethereum in a single day. Guys, and this is pre-bull run, okay? Exciting. See, this is what they're saying. There were nearly 1 million new crypto tokens created in the last month. The number is 2 times the total number ever made on Ethereum from 2015 to 2023. Unbelievable, guys. Exciting times. That said, just so you know where to put your money or where the money's moving, because that's what you want to follow. As of 2 days ago, AI and meme coins have the dominant two positions over all narratives and crypto for the last week. And it continues to be so. So it's Solana, Bitcoin, meme coins. And all your gains, everything you make from your meme coins, you buy Solana and you buy Bitcoin. That's what you do. About 5 to 10% of the time. But it's not financial advice. Anyway, now we're gonna get to the juicy part. Okay, so in the last few hours, well, 24 hours, we had the resurgence of Roaring Kitty. Okay, actually, if you go follow Elliot Trades, I'm not endorsed to do this or anything. He's just a respectable person in crypto that I personally listen to and I learn from, and I've learned a lot from. Anyway, this is what he says. Literally, hours changed the entire vibe in the crypto into wildly bullish. In the space of one day, crypto has become politically popular, and the meme investing movement has been revitalized. Our bags are saved. If you can't see today as the start of the most insane bull run in our lives, no one will ever be able to help you. Price may not go up instantly, but hot damn is the writing on the wall. Remember earlier we saw the tweet from, what was this really intelligent gentleman, Dan Tapiero, where he was saying something was going to be the catalyst. He didn't know what was going to be, the first domino to get the domino effect going, but he said something was going to be it. Well, I believe this was the catalyst, because as you just saw in the tweet from Elio, like as soon as Roaring Kitty, and all he did, let me just tell you what actually happened. All he did was he put out a teaser. He put out a post. This is him, Roaring Kitty, go follow him. 1.2 million followers. He just put up the funniest little meme of a man. It wasn't even funny. It was like a man leaning forward. Where is it? Anyway, I don't know where it is now. Man, he's been on fire for the last day. But see, this is what has the whole market just tripping. Excuse my language. It was just a dude. I think he's just been tweeting too much lately. But it was just a picture of a meme sitting on a couch and then leaning forward, as if he's paying attention, But anyway, this is Roaring Kitty. This is who got the market going. Okay, and if you want to know why, you need to go to YouTube and you need to go watch this movie. I'm going to show it. Sorry, not YouTube. You need to go to Netflix and you need to watch Eat the Rich. Okay, I've never actually showed it to you, so I'm going to show it to you now. This one, guys. Okay, GameStop Saga. Can you see my screen? GameStop Saga, the official trailer.
When the pandemic hit, all these people were all of a sudden interested in making money in the stock market. I had no idea how to buy and sell. That's how I discovered Wall Street Bets.
There's this crazy group of people who saw people losing tons of money and making tons of money.
They love the game. I don't even know the last job I had, but yeah, see, post.
Okay, I'm going to stop. We're going to go watch this movie. It's called Eat the Rich. It's on Netflix. And when you watch this video, you're going to know that this gentleman, where are you? Oh, I just looked. That's why. When you do, you're going to see that it was this person on the screen, Roaring Kitty, that was responsible for moving or egging on the whole market of degens on Reddit to go help be part of his plan in breaking Wall Street, hedging against them. Awesome movie. It teaches you so much about finances too. But anyway, everyone's going crazy about it. It had a huge impact on GME and AMC's stock. It's been the talk of the town. It ended up disclosing to everyone that, major market players altered data because they stopped GME 34 times. They stopped it from being tradable. They interfered with the market. Now, who's they? I don't know. But some powerful people in the market were able to stop GME from being tradable. So they're manipulating the market because they don't like what happened last time to GameStop. So this may be too much information for you if you haven't seen the movie or you weren't in crypto or in the market at all during GameStop, during that whole market crush, because that's what it provoked. But it's a pretty big deal. Yeah, see, this is what it says, meme stock performance today. Overall, GameStop surged, AMC went up, Reddit went up, but it has been very telling as well. It's shown the puppet masters in the market, moving the market. It's also demonstrated that. So anyway, guys, nevertheless, it's exciting because Roaring Kitty and the whole market movement that followed because of his resurgence is really exciting because it was the life that and the trigger that the crypto market needed to kind of get going, And so it got everyone excited again. So markets are pumping, and some people are saying, it's really interesting because the total altcoin or alternative coin market cap, which is the total amount of tokens circulating in the market times their price, right? So if you were to add up the whole crypto market, all the altcoins, all the alternative coins, add up their total circulating supply times their price, right now that amount is the same amount as it was during 2021, during the whole GME pump. So it's we're literally at the exact same point in the market. And what followed was a pump, a crazy pump. Can you see on the market? See the picture? If you're not looking at my screen, what followed after the whole GameStop drama was a massive, massive rally in the altcoin space. And we are at the exact same point. So if you're not looking at my screen, it looks like a cliff up. Amazing. That's it, guys. We're going to wrap it up. We're just going to take a quick look at some IDOs, some really good projects that are coming up on one of the most respectable launchpads in the crypto market. They're not feeding you garbage. They're not selling you garbage. They're selling you good projects that you want to invest in and hold in the long term. And speaking of GameStop and that whole drama, once you watch the movie, it'll make sense. Okay, so go watch the movie first. But once you do, this project I'm hovering over right here, Commonwealth, this is like Robin Hood back to life, but in the crypto space, feeding you only the best projects, allowing you to be like an investor, like an institutional investor. It's amazing. Anyway, guys, so go check them out, ignition.paynetwork.com. You can learn all about them and how to participate. But these are good projects, guys. Yeah, I would advise my mom, people I care about, to go look into these projects. So that's what I'm sharing with you. Anyway, guys, this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys here tomorrow. Ciao.